Hey, everybody, I'm Jonathan, and welcome to my Wednesday noon Eastern Standard Time Ask Me Anything session. I'm excited to be with you here today and want to have the opportunity to answer your questions that you may have about AI, AI prompting, maybe topical authority, how do you become the expert in your niche, anything at all that you've got there. Let me know. I'm going to quickly turn on the comments here a minute so I can see any chats that come in. Would welcome again those questions from you. If you're new and joining us today, I want to thank you. We're here every Wednesday, or almost every Wednesday, I should say, at noon. I'm here to answer any questions that you've got on any topic. It's Ask Me Anything, but specifically focused on AI topics that you might be interested in, or how to create topical authority, especially if you're a business owner and you're trying to figure out how do you become recognized as that go-to expert in your niche. Then this is a great spot to ask questions. I'll be happy to share my tips, my tricks, everything I do. The other great thing there is if you're into or curious about AI, maybe many of you know ChatGPT just celebrated its 1 year anniversary. So it was a year ago that it got released, and I remember very well hearing about ChatGPT and going, what the heck is that? Maybe you're still in that position as a business owner and you're going, okay, it's been a year. I probably need to start figuring out what's going on with AI and figure out how I integrate that into my business. Do I integrate it in my business? What do I do? This is a great time to ask questions for that. So let me first start by addressing that. I got a question before we started here, and it was, Jonathan, why I'm a small business owner. Why should I be using AI and how should I be using it? I see tons of tools. I see tons of people trying to sell me stuff. I just don't know where to turn. Well, that's a great question. And let me take a step back. Where do you start? If you're a business owner and you're wondering, how do I integrate AI into my business in 2024? I want to encourage you to start thinking about the three things that I believe you should be looking to have AI do for you. The first thing there, very simply, is I think you should be trying to figure out how you can leverage AI prompting, and I'll explain what that is here in a minute, to save time. In other words, how can you save you time? How can you save your team time? Because the good news is that time savings generates into additional opportunities and profits for you as a company, or just additional capabilities, and that's critical. The second area I want you to consider is, how do I use AI to improve my margins? Now, part of that's going to come through time savings because there are things that we can expedite using artificial intelligence and some of those tools. And sometimes it's special tools, but the vast majority of the time, you heard me mentioning AI prompting a minute ago. The vast majority of what I recommend to our clients is actually not that they invest in a lot of different tools. If you're anything like me, you've probably seen almost every day there's brand new ideas that are coming out, or pitches to you about, hey, you've got to buy this app or you got to buy that app. I want to tell you that almost all of the applications that are out there are just what I would call lipstick on a pig. In other words, they're putting lipstick, a different user interface, in front of the tools that already exist. So there's three primary AI tools that exist when it comes to content creation and help. We call them text-based AI tools. The first is one you've probably heard of, ChatGPT. That's what came out just over a year ago. Another is Google Bard, and a third is one called Claude from Anthropic. You can access any of them online. They all have free versions and they all have paid versions that are available. In summary, the free versions let you try things out. The paid versions give you more capacity, more information. And as a general rule, I find most of the paid versions are worth it. I'm a paid subscriber to ChatGPT and to Bard, and I believe Claude as well, although I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty sure I am. And those are the three main models that are out there. And when we talk prompting, what we're really doing there is, don't be scared off by the term prompt engineering, which is what people talk about. Prompting is just about having a conversation with AI. And that literally nowadays can even include literally and physically having a conversation with your voice on your phone. ChatGPT in particular has an app that you can go ahead and you can literally carry on a conversation and let it respond to you. And it does an amazing job of that. But a lot of times you start by typing. So you might go to ChatGPT, register for your free account, and start by asking it questions. Start by asking it to help you out. One of the things I always encourage you to do as a business is, if you're writing emails like I am every day, ask it to help you write an email. But again, I'm getting off track. I was talking about three things. I apologize. You're getting me raw and live here. So let's go back. We talked about two things already. One, saving time in your business. Two, improving margins because of that time savings and other things you can do. And the third area I want you to focus on when it comes to AI and your business in 2024 is, no, I totally forgot. I love it when it goes up. No, I didn't. There we go. Okay, so first, again, live. You get me raw, guys. I hope you don't mind. First thing, again, saving time. Second thing, improving your margins. And third thing, delivering more value to your clients. The cool thing about AI is that normally, as a business owner, when you're looking at things, you might be able to save time and improve your margins, or you might be able to save time and provide more value to your clients, or you might be able to improve margins and provide more value, but you never can do all three. Candidly, the margins and the clients don't tend to go hand in hand. You don't tend to improve your margins and increase what you're delivering. But with AI, you can do that. You can actually do all three at the same time. That's a trifecta if I've ever heard of one. You can literally save time, improve your margins, and deliver more value to your clients. And what could be better than that? So there's so many ways you can use AI to do that. Again, my recommendation and answer to the question, what tools do I need? What do I need to buy? Start off by using a free version of ChatGPT, a free version of Bard or Claude, and just ask it day one, ask it to help you write an email. Ask it, tell it, hey, I just received this email from a client. Here's how I want to respond. Can you write an email response for me? You don't have to copy and paste it in, but it'll give you great ideas and get you started. So that's what I recommend to get started with, and will get you well along the way. Over time, you'll develop new things and other things you can do, and then you can talk about expanding and maybe buying some tools. But don't get caught into the I need to buy all these tools in order to do things, because you don't. You absolutely do not have to do that. So another question I got is, Jonathan, what is prompting and how do I do it? Well, don't let the word scare you. Prompting for AI is just communicating with it. It's like asking a question. So here's my simplest advice. If you are serious about trying to learn AI and figure out how to use it, talk to AI just like you would a teammate. In other words, if I was going to go work and collaborate with one of the people on my team, maybe about writing an email or creating some social media posts or writing a proposal or brainstorming. And one of the things I love to use ChatGPT is brainstorming. I'm going to talk to it just like I would that team member. So let's say I want to brainstorm an idea about how, we're in the last 3 weeks now of the month. What can I do between now and the end of the year in order to maybe, close those last deals that are hanging out there that they're not ready to commit? Might have that brainstorm session with my sales manager. I can have that same brainstorming session with ChatGPT, and I'm going to talk to it and type messages just like I was sending an email or a text message to my sales manager. That same way, I'm going to give it all the same information, share the same concerns I have, and probably most importantly, I'm going to go back and forth in a conversation with them. So I'm not just going to send one prompt to ChatGPT and trust that, oh, that was the miraculous solution to all my problems. No, I'm going to have a conversation with it. In fact, let's turn on the voice mode here and let's give an opportunity here how we could actually do that. And we get it started here. So if you guys can see, it's thinking here. We'll hold the phone up so you guys can see. All right. So ChatGPT, I need some ideas on how somebody new to ChatGPT could use ChatGPT in their business. Can you give me some sample prompts or areas that a new business, or not a new business, but somebody new with ChatGPT could use prompting? It's thinking, and it'll talk to us in just a minute here.
Absolutely. Using ChatGPT in a business, especially for someone new to it, can be a game changer. Let's break this down into some practical ideas. 1. Content creation. Generate a blog post outline on the latest digital marketing trends. ChatGPT can help brainstorm and structure content for blogs, social media, and more. 2. Customer service. Draft a response to a customer inquiry about our product's features. It's great for creating templates for customer interactions, saving time and maintaining a consistent voice. 3. Market research. List questions for a survey about user experience with our website. Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Please try again later.
So you heard we were just talking to ChatGPT there, and then it said it was having issues. That's likely an internet issue, and so whatever reason it had connectivity. The ChatGPT is super popular, so sometimes it takes a minute. But what's neat, if you can see there on my screen, not only does it talk to me, but it actually puts that text back in, so I actually have access to that text and I can utilize it. But I love using voice. Those are just a couple of ideas that ChatGPT came up with. Let's there we go. It just finally synchronized. So there's all the text, what I said and everything it said as well. So all of that information is there. And you get to hear exactly how it works. So if I wanted to continue to brainstorm with them, let's see, one of the ideas they gave me was on customer service. So let's take a quick look at that. Let's go back in to the voice mode here a minute. Let me see if I can find it. I'm on the app here, so you have to bear with me here just a moment. Let's go back in. We're going to let it connect. I'll let you guys see the screen here while we do that. So ChatGPT, you recommended that I could use ChatGPT prompts to help me create responses to customer service inquiries. I'm specifically interested in how I could use it to draft FAQs that my audience might be interested in. Please ask me some questions and help me identify. Oops, it's already thinking. So that cloud comes up means it's thinking.
Using ChatGPT for crafting FAQs is a smart move, especially in digital marketing, where clear, concise information is key. Here's how you can use it effectively. 1. Identify common questions. Start by listing the questions your audience frequently asks. Think about the problems they face or the information they often seek regarding your services. 2. Drafting responses. Use ChatGPT to draft answers. For each question, consider the main points you need to address. Keep the answers simple yet informative, like you're explaining to a 7th grader, but still engaging for professionals. 3. Tone and style. Since you prefer Dan Kennedy's style, infuse a persuasive, direct-to-the-point tone in your FAQs. This style is relatable to entrepreneurs and digital marketing professionals. 4. Incorporate marketing best practices. Blend in themes like creating value, clear communication, and customer-focused strategies. 5. Review and refine. Once you have a draft, review it to ensure it aligns with your brand voice and marketing strategies. ChatGPT can help refine the language or structure. 6. Test and update. After publishing, monitor which FAQs are most visited or if there are follow-up questions. Update your FAQs periodically to keep them relevant and comprehensive. Remember, FAQs are not just about answering questions. They're also a tool for establishing authority and trust in your field. Each answer is an opportunity to demonstrate your expertise and understanding of your client's needs.
And just like that, I've gotten my responses and everything else. And you can see it can be super easy. I could go on to carry on a conversation. I won't do that right now, but I could literally carry on a conversation and collaborate with ChatGPT to have it give me more information. I could ask it to delve into some specific areas. You may have noticed as you're listening to that it knew a few things about me specifically. And you may be going, Jonathan, how did it know you run a digital agency? And how did it know that you like Dan Kennedy's style? Well, inside of AI and ChatGPT in particular, I have the ability to create something called custom instructions, and those can be easily done. In fact, let me share my screen and we'll show everybody here because I know everybody likes to see how this works. So let's go ahead and create a new chat. We'll share my screen here a minute. Let me get that ready. We'll pull this out so you can see what we're doing. Let's go back over here and let's figure out share my screen. There we go. I'm going to take this window and let's get this set up. We'll bring the screen in here so we're just taking a look at it. All right, so here I am on ChatGPT, and as I was talking about, it does custom instructions. So all I need to do is go down to my account here and click on custom instructions right here. And you can see I've typed in and given it information. So what are custom instructions? Well, custom instructions very simply are things that you want ChatGPT to be listening to or have for reference every time it does a response. So my custom instruction, the first, there's 2 boxes, is what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide a better response? And so here I gave it some information about me. And by the way, it gives you some thought starters. Where are you based? What do you do for work? What are your hobbies? What subjects can you talk about for hours? What are some goals you have? That's all great. I just typed up and said, I'm Jonathan, founder of Whitebeard Strategies. We specialize in digital marketing solutions, and I've done that since 1995. Talk about what our focus is, and then I give it some basic instructions for what I call call enhanced responses that I want. So as I'm asking questions, how do I want it to respond to me? And then it says, another here, I can be even more specific. How would you like ChatGPT to respond? And so one of the things I did here is I added my personality type. If you've ever done a Myers-Briggs personality test, it's going to give you a code. I'm an ENFP. And the neat thing about that is if I tell ChatGPT I'm an ENFP, it knows a lot about me already. And so the content that it creates, the way it responds is going to be in a tone that resonates with me and that would sound like me. Here's what you said it or you heard it say that it knew I like Dan Kennedy. You can say right here, I said, please use the tone and style of Dan Kennedy unless I request a different tone and style. And then it also mentioned my target audience being digital marketing agency owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals. And you can see it knew that because I had that right here. So I've added a lot of instructions. There's even more down here. You can see I've added in more just to help make sure that everything's there. So when I'm asking questions, that's automatically happening. And that's where some of that came from. So that's why we saw that. So that's a couple things. Let me show you while we're here, since I know AI is of interest. Let me show you just a couple other things that can come up that can be relevant. So one of the things I want to show you again, we're going to go ahead when you're in ChatGPT, and this is the paid version, costs me $20 a month. I don't make any money promoting it, but I do encourage you to spend the money. I have 3 different things I can do. I can use ChatGPT 4. That's the newest model and does great stuff. You are limited only 40 messages in 3 hours though. So every 3 hours, I should say. So it's a little bit more limited. GTP 3.5, that's the original model and still is great for probably 90% of the questions that you would have. Really does great. And then there's plugins. So plugins are kind of like apps for your phone. And at the moment, I have 2 plugins installed. I have one called Web Pilot, and that gives it full internet access. And then I have another one that's called Prompt Something that helps me when I'm trying to figure out prompts. But by default, you're going to probably spend most of your time right here in GTP4. And there's some really cool things it does. So let's say, for example, that I've downloaded an image and maybe I grabbed a screenshot and I want the text off that screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and download, or not download, I'm going to go grab here for a minute an image that I have, and you won't see my Finder window pop up, but I'm going to do that here. And I'm going to find a screenshot that I recently took that has some text on it. And let me show you how it can literally go through and read the text on that screenshot. So bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and find one that I can share. Lots of screenshots. Give me just a minute here. Let's find one that's relevant. I should have prepped for this and I'd have something ready, which I didn't. This will work. So here's an image that I grabbed from a webinar that I was in recently. I'll show you the image here in a second. It's a graphic, kind of a cartoon graphic, but I can upload that image here to ChatGPT, and it uses what's called vision to analyze the image. And I can say, please tell me about this image and what is going on. I can't spell right, but it'll figure it out. So there you can see the image. It's just a screen capture talking about how I should, and this was a training, how we should engage. And so it talks about engagement, transition, invite, and do a future. And so what's ChatGPT saying? Let's take a look here. So the image appears to be an infographic. It identified it was an infographic. That's right. Titled Flowchat's 4 Stages of Every DM. And DM here is about conversations. It outlines a structured approach to direct messaging conversations, likely used as a guide for engaging with clients or leads in a marketing or sales context. Here's the breakdown. Now, what's really cool about this, folks, is it's not heard anything I've said. It's literally grabbing all this from the information, but it's been able to look at that image and put all this together, which in my mind is pretty amazing. It then starts talking about engagement, transition, invite to call to action, even explains what that is, and establishing a clear future, and then summarizes what it's seen here. So pretty darn impressive that it's able to do that and show that. And this is called ChatGPT Vision. And I think it's a really great way to use things, especially if we've all been on a webinar and they had that screenshot and we wanted, oh, that was great information. How do we get that? We grab the screenshot and then we've got to like go back and forth to type it. Now you can upload it to ChatGPT and it'll tell you all about it. I can do the same thing with audio files or transcripts or anything like that. I can even upload PDFs and it will identify what's in that PDF. And I can imagine you've got a great example in my mind. You've got a CSV or a spreadsheet report that you need to go through and analyze as a business owner. And you can upload it to ChatGPT and then start asking questions of the spreadsheet, like, what does it show our expenses for driving or mileage was? If that's an expense spreadsheet, it's going to go find that and give you that information. Maybe it's a spreadsheet with a bunch of customer data, and you could go, please go through and give me all the customers whose company name begins with A, or whatever you're looking at. Based on that information, you can query that, and it's super, super effective and a great way to do that. So, again, just something you may want to consider. And I love ChatGTP Vision for its capabilities there. So, we'll go ahead and get rid of that screen, get that out of the way. There we go. I see I had my podcast graphic up there. I should have changed my background, but that's no big deal. If you guys know me, you know I also do a podcast, the 91 Day Success Podcast. We interview digital agency owners and successful business people. And if you're interested, check that out. But anyway, that's what I get for not having my backgrounds cleared out. But that's all good. So, any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share just a couple things here. One of the things that, in particular, I know comes up a lot is clients are like, and people are like, "Hey, how can I get more information on this? What can I do?" And so, I want to go ahead and share with you here. I'm going to bring this up on the screen if I can pick the right one. That's the wrong one. Not that that won't work. So here's a good one. So if you'd like to learn more about AI and you're maybe curious about how to do it, I've got a Facebook group. It's perfectly free. As far as I know, it's one of the fastest growing AI groups out there. We're nearly 15,000 other entrepreneurs in this group, adding literally hundreds a day right now that want to learn about AI prompting. If you want to learn about AI prompts and get samples and all that and have an amazing group of people you can ask questions to, go ahead and go to this. It's whitebeardstrategies.com/AI group. And that's going to forward you over to a Facebook page and get you where you want to go. So definitely something that you can take a look at. Let's see here. If you're interested in a bunch of free prompts, you just want to get a bunch, you're on your cell phone, go ahead, or if you're not on your cell phone, go ahead and scan this QR code. I'll see if I've got a link for it as well. But this will actually bring you to my page, and you can also go there at jonathanmast.com/linktree. And you can download a free copy of my ebook, 187 plus prompts for business. If you're wondering how to get started, this is a great resource. You can just download it. It's perfectly free, and it will give you the resources that you need to start doing it. Don't buy one of these guides of the 100 best prompts for business for $9.99 or $99.99 or whatever they're charging. Just download this. It's free. It'll give you tips and tricks that you can start using right away. And I think it'll benefit you and get you what you want. So take a look at those free resources. Like I said, if you're not sure, go ahead and join our AI group. There we go. You'll find there's just tremendous amounts of information in there. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I try to keep these to 20 to 30 minutes, and appreciate the questions. Appreciate you guys' input. Remember, join me next week, Wednesday, and or connect with me on social if you've got questions. I'd be happy to answer any questions you've got about AI, about Topical Authority, you name it. Today was a lot about AI. Some days it's about other topics. It's really up to you, whatever you want to talk about. We'll see you next week, Wednesday at noon. Make it a great day, everybody.